Never, ever put these 3 products on your face after the age of 50. Not if you want to look youthful in the photos your kids and grandkids are taking. I've done makeup for 30 years, and I've watched all 3 of these age a woman 10 years before she's even walked out the door. Number 3 is the one nobody in this industry will warn you about because too many people make too much money selling it. And it may be the single thing standing between you and looking 20 years younger. But I'm not only taking things away from you today, I'm also handing you the 7 products that genuinely take years off a mature face, counting down to the one foundation I keep in my kit for every woman over 50. So stay with me till the end. Number 7, a satin lipstick in a soft rose, plum, or berry with a liner to match. Lips lose volume after 50 and the edges go soft. A matte lipstick will dry them out and show every vertical line above the top lip. And a nude that's too pale will wash the color straight out of your face. Line just at the natural edge, or a hair outside it at the cupid's bow, then fill with a satin formula. Rose, plum, berry, whatever suits you. Color on the lip is the fastest way to look rested, and it takes about 40 seconds in the car. If you only ever do 2 things, it's this, and the blush we get to further down. Number 6, a taupe or soft brown brow pencil with a fine tip. Brows thin out after 50. They go sparse at the tails and they lose their pigment. And a faded brow drops the whole eye area with it. Fill with light, hair-like strokes in a shade slightly cooler than your hair, and take the tail out just a touch further than it grows now. Brushed up and set with a clear gel, a good brow lifts a face more than most eye creams sitting on the shelf. Number 5, a cream or liquid highlighter with no visible glitter in it. The finish you want is satin, like the inside of a shell, and placement matters more than the product. High on the top of the cheekbone, a whisper on the bridge of the nose, a touch on the cupid's bow. That's it. Anything with sparkle in it will find every crease on your face and sit down in it. A satin cream tapped on with a bare finger makes skin look like it's holding light, which is exactly what young skin does and dry skin stops doing. Number 4, a peach or apricot color corrector under the eyes used before any concealer. Under eye shadows on mature skin go blue and gray, and a pale concealer packed straight over blue turns ashy and dead within an hour. A tiny amount of peach-toned corrector, warmed on the back of your hand, tapped only on the darkest part with your ring finger, cancels the blue first. Then you barely need concealer at all. Less product under the eye means less creasing by 3 in the afternoon, and creasing under the eye is the thing that reads as tired from across the room. If this is useful to you so far, hit subscribe. I break down mature skin makeup every week, 30 years of it, no fluff. Number 3, cream blush, and I mean cream, not powder. Powder blush sits on top of the skin and grabs onto every dry patch on the cheek. Cream blush melts in and gives you that flush that looks like it's coming from underneath. Tap it on with your fingers on the apple of the cheek and swept slightly upward toward the temple, because everything on a mature face wants to be lifted, never dragged down. A soft rose or a warm peach on the cheekbones will do more for your face than any contour ever will. Number 2, a hydrating serum or primer underneath pressed into damp skin. Mature skin doesn't grip makeup the way young skin does, and a dry, thirsty face will drink the moisture right out of your foundation and leave the pigment stranded on the surface. That's what pilling is. That's what patchiness is. Press a hydrating serum into damp skin with your palms. Give it 60 seconds to sink in, then go in with foundation. Same product, completely different finish. Your makeup will move with your face instead of cracking across it. One thing I'll be blunt about, skip the heavy silicone blurring primers, the ones that feel like putty going on. They look incredible for about an hour on camera, and then they start to separate. And once a silicone primer separates over a dry cheek, you get that flaky, patchy look along the smile lines that no amount of touching up will fix. Hydration first, always. A woman with a well-hydrated face and no foundation at all will photograph better than a woman with 3 layers of product over thirsty skin. Which brings me to number 1, and this is where almost everything is won or lost: the foundation. Here is what happens with a traditional foundation on mature skin. You put it on, it looks decent in the bathroom mirror, and by lunch it has oxidized into a shade of orange that belongs nowhere near your neck. It's settled into your smile lines. It's clinging to every dry patch on your cheeks and around your nose. And the more coverage you build to hide the texture, the more the texture shows, because heavy pigment sitting on top of skin is a spotlight, not a veil. There is one foundation made for mature skin that solves this, and I use it on every woman over 50 who sits in my chair. It is called Luxe. The color-changing formula reads the tone of your skin as you blend it and adapts. So you get your own shade instead of that orange tide line along the jaw. It blurs fine lines instead of sinking into them. It smooths texture without that cakey, chalky finish. It looks like skin, not like a mask, and it is almost impossible to oxidize. Hundreds of women have written in about the same thing, that this is the your skin, but better foundation they'd stop believing existed. It isn't stocked in stores yet, but it is the best-selling foundation of its kind online right now, and it does sell out. The link is in the description below, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. If it's gone, it's gone. Results may vary, but if you take nothing else from this video, take that. That's the good list. And before we get to the 3, understand what all 7 of those have in common. Every single one adds moisture, softness, or light back to the face. Nothing on that list is trying to cover you up or flatten you out. That is the whole principle of makeup on mature skin. And once you see it, you'll never look at a beauty counter the same way again. Now, the 3 that are aging you, and I promise you at least one of these is sitting in your bathroom right now. Number 1, glittery frosted eyeshadow on the lid. I know you loved these in your 30s, but the lid skin is the thinnest skin on your body, and after 50, it gets crepey and it gets hooded, and glitter particles settle into that fine crosshatch texture and light it up like a highlighter pen. From 2 feet away, it reads as sparkle. From 10 feet away in a photo, it reads as texture. Switch to a matte or a soft satin in taupe, soft brown, warm bronze, or a muted plum. Same eye, 10 years off, and you can still have a little shimmer on the inner corner if you want it. Number 2, hard black liner ringing the entire eye. Black liner along the top and the bottom and through the waterline closes your eye up and drags it down, especially on a hooded lid where the top line disappears the second you open your eyes. It's the single most common thing I fix on women over 50. Use a soft brown or a deep taupe pencil. Press it into the roots of the top lashes instead of drawing a line above them, then smudge it. Nothing on the lower lash line except the outer third. Curl the lashes, brown mascara on top only, and the whole eye opens up. I've done this swap on women in their 60s who genuinely thought their eyes had gotten smaller with age. Their eyes were fine. The liner was doing it. Number 3, loose setting powder, and especially baking. This is the one the industry will never tell you to put down because powder is a huge business, and every tutorial you've watched has a woman burying her face in the stuff. On mature skin, powder is the enemy. It flattens everything that made your skin look alive. It sits in fine lines and turns them into deep ones. It goes chalky by midday. It causes flashback in photographs. And baking, leaving a thick layer sitting under the eyes for 10 minutes, is the fastest way I know to age a face in flash photography. If you're oily through the T-zone, take a small brush, tap a tiny amount of finely milled powder on the sides of the nose and the center of the forehead only, and leave the rest of your face alone. Nothing under the eyes. Nothing on the cheeks. Your foundation should be good enough that it doesn't need burying, which brings me right back to number 1. So there it is, 7 products that soften a mature face, a satin lip, a filled-in brow, a satin highlighter, a peach corrector, cream blush, a hydrating base, and a foundation that adapts to your skin instead of fighting it. And 3 that harden it. Glitter shadow, black liner all the way around, and that tub of loose powder. Change the foundation first. It's the biggest single difference between skin that looks its age and skin that looks lit from inside. And Luxe is the one I keep in my kit for every woman over 50. The link is in the description or scan the QR code on your screen while it's still in stock. Results may vary. And comment the word secret below and I'll send you one more step for mature skin that can keep your makeup sitting beautifully for 12 hours or more. Make sure you're following me or I have no way to reach you.